The story begins with a man named Nostalgia, who is the lowest-ranking noble. He decides to become a librarian, but on his first day of work, his father informs him that the son of a high-ranking noble is taking his job. They couldn't do anything about it since they were just low-ranked nobles. Ah yes, the nobility food chain, where you're not even allowed to keep a part-time job without someone richer stealing it. Then his younger sister Alice suggested her older brother take the Hero Academy's entrance exam. After graduating there, he can become a monster hunter or a knight. Honestly, when your life plan depends on your little sister having more vision than you, it's time for a reality check. Noir meets his childhood friend, a beautiful girl with big boobs. Her name is Emma. Because apparently, in this universe, friendship requires at least one anatomical highlight. Noir has the skills of a great sage who can know everything about that world, but while using that ability, he received a tremendous headache. The power of infinite knowledge, brought down by a migraine. Some sage. Emma received information that a kiss from a girl can relieve headaches. Noir immediately asked the great sage how to get stronger to pass the Hero Academy exam. He suggests Noir explore the hidden dungeon. Of course, it always leads to a dungeon. That or unpaid internships. After using that ability, Noir receives a terrible headache. Emma kisses him to make the pain go away. Then Noir headed to the hidden dungeon alone. He chanted the spell he found from the great sage to open the dungeon. Nothing says medieval fantasy, like kissing your way through magical migraines. While exploring the dungeon, he heard a female voice in his head. Following voice instructions, he finds a room with a beautiful girl. She explained that she was an S-rank adventurer named Olivia. She was trapped in a dungeon for 200 years. If someone breaks the chain, then she will die. Honestly, she's been stuck for 2 centuries and still has better hair than Noir. Then Noir told her why he explored the dungeon. He wanted to get stronger so he could pass the Hero Academy test. Olivia gave him abilities. Ability creation, can create any skill he can think of, grants, can endow others with the skills he creates, and editing, can change the skills of others. However, the more powerful the skills Noir creates, the more life points are consumed. He could regain his life points by doing something that made him feel pleasure. And somehow this entire power system was designed by a very lonely wizard. Then Noir also tried his creative abilities by making stone bullets and defeating the slimes there. After that, Noir refilled his life points by sleeping on Alice's lap. Not only that, but Noir also hugs Emma to collect as many life points as possible so that he can make the Judgment Eye skill, allowing him to know all the information about any creature or object. The man's building the ultimate skill tree one awkward cuddle at a time. They had to collect monster materials on the day of the Academy entrance exam. Noir and Emma form a team to find these materials, but Noir wants to go alone to a hidden dungeon to get rare materials. Despite fighting a powerful monster, Noir manages to defeat it, drastically increasing his level. Because nothing motivates a man like proving he's useful without his busted childhood friend around. Because he brought the Dead Reaper monster material, Noir and Emma got first place in the entrance exam. Despite successfully passing the exam, the Hero Academy registration fee is very expensive. As the registration fee was too high for his low-income family, he decided to earn money by becoming an adventurer. Noir registers at the Adventurers Guild assisted by a receptionist named Lola. Seeing the skills possessed by Noir, Lola was surprised because the skills were similar to Olivia's, who used to be the #1 adventurer there. So Noir is considered Olivia's successor. Which is flattering, until you realize your entire legacy depends on matching the skill set of a woman who hasn't updated her resume in 200 years. Then Lola suggests that Noir take a mission to find a rainbow grasshopper to earn a lot of money quickly. Noir used the great sage to tell him where the rainbow locust was. Emma suddenly looks angry that Noir didn't take her along. And somehow this jealousy is less about concern and more about being left out of the screen time. Emma helped him collect the rainbow locust and relieved his headache with a kiss. In the end, they caught enough locusts and returned to the guild. Seeing Noir's prowess makes Lola interested in him. Of course she is, power, mystery, and a completely unnecessary amount of kissing. She gives a new mission to defeat a big rabbit. They immediately headed to the mission site and met with goblins. While they were fighting the goblins, a level 24 big rabbit suddenly appeared. Emma decided to fight the monster herself. She managed to dodge all of Big Rabbit's attacks with grace. Honestly, credit where it's due, Emma dodges better than Noir dodges, being pathetic. But Big Rabbit managed to throw her off balance, and she would have almost died had Noir not saved her with a giant rock. They hide from the monster. Emma is desperate because her attacks can't hurt the monster's body. Noir intended to strengthen Emma's skills even stronger, but that would require a lot of life points. Noir also fills his life points by gently biting Emma's ear. Because nothing says epic battle like nibbling your teammate mid-fight. With that, his life points increased drastically and could strengthen Emma's skills until she could defeat Big Rabbit. After successfully defeating Big Rabbit, they returned to the guild. Noir distributed the Big Rabbit meat to everyone in the guild. They enjoyed dinner together, even as Noir's life points increased due to the delicacy of the meat. Because yes, this man's life runs on kisses, cuddles, and barbecue. After completing 2 missions, he earned enough money to enroll in the Hero Academy. Then Noir meets Maria Fianna Albert, the daughter of the highest-ranking noble. When Noir analyzes her, her body has a very dangerous curse. If left unchecked, she will die when she is 16 years old. While in class, the high-ranking noble students greatly belittled and looked down on Noir because he was a lower-ranking noble. Jealousy, arrogance, and zero personality. It's like someone made these nobles in a villain factory. At the same time, Emma is famous because she has something that many men like. Subtlety is clearly not this story's strength. Maria and her maid entered the class. Maria knew about Noir, spoke kindly, and did not belittle Noir as the lowest-ranking noble. Then they had a practice fight with a former mercenary named Elna. She asked Noir to attack her with killing intent. Noir tried to check her status and saw she was powerful, so Elna easily avoided the attacks launched by Noir. Honestly, calling those attacks is generous. They were more like angry gestures with bad aim. Since then, Elna said she would give a reward if any of them managed to dodge her attacks. Noir immediately increased his evasion skill and managed to avoid Elna's attack. Ultimately, Noir got an extraordinary gift that made him happy until his life points increased by 400 points. For the next practice, Maria also wants to be paired with Noir. They started practicing together. Suddenly, Maria felt sick and weak because her curse was starting to activate. Seeing that, Noir wants to remove the curse with his ability, but it requires a lot of life points. Noir, the guy who needs emotional batteries to function, is now trying to be a healer. Then he goes to Lola to find someone who can remove the curse. Lola also advised him to meet a priest named Luna. The next day, Noir goes to Olivia for advice on collecting life points fast. Olivia also suggested creating the Lucky Lecture skill. Without further ado, Noir instantly created the skill for 300 life points. Noir was happy because the skill's effect was very useful in accumulating life points. Of course it is, he's turning a motivational speech into a rechargeable energy drink. After that, Noir met Luna, an elf girl. Noir explains Maria's curse. Luna said she was previously also asked to cure Maria's curse but had to refuse. Noir uses his powers to see Luna's status. Removing the curse reduces Luna's lifespan in proportion to the power of the curse. If Luna removes Maria's curse, then Luna will die instead. Because Luna wanted to save people like her mother, she decided to try to remove Maria's curse. Noir finds a safe way so no one dies. He uses his editing ability to turn age reduction into money reduction. However, to do that he needs more life points. Lola suggests they join the harem show. Yes, you read that right. A literal harem show. Peak fantasy logic, where medical insurance is replaced with group flirting. Single nobles would judge and humiliate the participants to trauma. The first participant in the event was traumatized by being insulted by the audience. You know it's a harsh show when the judges deliver PTSD before lunch. However, one group succeeded in making the audience silent and jealous, so they get 27-0 points. Noir and the others have to get more points than them to win the event. Then Noir's beautiful girls manage to impress the audience. They praise their beauty and body, so they get the highest point and proceed to the second challenge. Who needs character development when you've got waistlines and camera angles? Come on, the girls have to show their love for Noir. There are 3 scenarios they have to pass to win. They pampered Noir and took good care of him when Noir was sick, and finally they showed that they were the best harem. You know, just the usual medieval clinical trial for true love, syrup, fluff, and public judgment. So they managed to win the event by making the audience cry and jealous. They get a lot of money and Noir's life points increased drastically. After that, they headed to Maria's palace. Since she was little, Maria knew she had a curse on her body and would die when she was 16. The curse came from a witch whom Maria's ancestor defeated. Noir and the others get to Maria's room. Noir has changed Luna's skills so she can remove the curse. Knowing that, Maria was so happy she kissed Noir in gratitude for trying to save her. And thus, the cure for ancient dark magic was confirmed to be smooches and passive skill edits. Luna manages to remove Maria's curse. After her struggle, she loses all the money they got from the previous event. Maria starts feeling better, and Noir confirms that the curse is gone. Since then, Maria has fallen in love with him. Noir and the others receive a monetary gift from Maria's family. Noir is confused because the money is so much. Emma suggests he build a shop and sell rare materials. Noir also talked about it to his family, and they agreed to open a shop together. Finally, a business venture. Let's see how long it takes before it's powered by cuddles and dungeon loot. The next day, Noir visits a hidden dungeon to find some rare materials. Olivia suggested he use the underground elevator skill to travel between floors easily. At the same time, create a skill that can blind the enemy to distract the opponent when fighting. Noir, master of spell creation and apparently fantasy world UX design. Upon arriving at the 5th floor, Noir meets a huge black lion. Knowing that the lion is powerful, Noir immediately escapes from there with his new skills. At least he's self-aware enough to run before becoming a chew toy. But suddenly, the lion spoke up and asked Noir for help. The lion was named Tormaru. He asked Noir to find his friend Michelle, who had disappeared on the 6th floor. Tormaru had promised him to wait on the 5th floor, but 350 years had passed and his friend had not returned. That's not patience, that's abandonment with extra steps. Knowing that, Noir wanted to help him and went to the 6th floor to find him. While heading there, suddenly high-level zombies appear and Noir manages to escape them. Then he met a zombie with many skills. Noir confirmed that it was Basil. Noir immediately used his ability to turn Basil back into a human. Michelle and Tormaru feel happy to be reunited. He wants to return to the elf village first. Because they couldn't take him to the village, they decided to split up. But he promised to meet Tormaru again. After that, Noir asked Tormaru to come with him and become friends. Tormaru is very happy because he has a second friend in his life. Which, if we're being honest, says more about Tormaru's tragic social life than Noir's charisma. Noir brings Tormaru home and they accept him as a new family member and make him a shopkeeper. Yes, because when you find a legendary talking lion in a dungeon, naturally, the first thing you do is make him responsible for retail. Alice was curious about the tulip flower on Tormaru's head, so she touched it gently. It turns out that the flower is a sensitive part of Tormaru's body. Several days later, the Hero Academy students began their first exam of the semester, a 2-week mission that required them to collect rare materials. Noir and Emma made their way to the Adventurers Guild, hoping to get some guidance from Lola. But as they arrived, they were met with a tense commotion at the front desk. Lola was locked in a heated argument with another receptionist named Sarah. It turned out Sarah had been secretly stealing away adventurers assigned to Lola, deliberately sabotaging Lola's performance while boosting her own. Though Lola was sure Sarah was luring them with offers or incentives, she lacked any hard evidence to prove it. Frustrated by the situation, the two receptionists struck a bold wager. In 1 month, they would compete to see who could show the most impressive achievements. If Sarah won, she would gain the right to claim Noir, one of the guild's top adventurers, for herself. Unbothered by the challenge but eager to help Lola, Noir and Emma asked for a high-level mission to complete their school exam. Fortunately, Luna offered her assistance and provided valuable information about a formidable earth dragon that had been spotted in the nearby mountains. Before confronting the beast, the group prepared a detailed plan. They purchased a special spear, gathered life points, and created powerful dragon slayer skills. Once in the mountains, they dug a large trap to catch the dragon off guard. Noir bravely entered the cave alone and awakened the creature, luring it out toward the hidden pit. The moment the earth dragon plummeted into the trap, Emma and Luna launched their spear attacks in perfect coordination. After a fierce battle, they successfully defeated the dragon and harvested the rare materials they needed to pass the Hero Academy exam. Although Noir and Emma's success greatly elevated Lola's standing within the guild, Sarah's popularity still remained slightly ahead. With time still left in the exam window, Noir decided to seek out Olivia for further guidance. Olivia advised him to explore the 7th floor of the dungeon, where powerful monsters roamed and valuable treasures could be found. She also recommended that Noir try his hand at magic fusion, combining 2 magical elements to forge entirely new attacks. Noir made his way to the 7th floor, a dense forest teeming with dangerous creatures. Upon encountering a mighty wolf that clearly outclassed him in strength, Noir made the wise choice to withdraw, only to suddenly encounter a small girl. She introduced herself as Dory, a dryad spirit born from a great tree. Dory begged for Noir's help, revealing that a powerful monster had been draining her magic energy. In return for saving her, she promised to give him treasure and reveal the path to the dungeon's 8th floor. Dory guided Noir to her true form, a massive tree, and there they found the creature responsible. A golden bee monster latched onto the tree, siphoning her magic. After analyzing its stats, Noir realized the bee was even stronger than the wolf he previously faced and could likely kill him in a single strike. But seeing Dory in agony, on the brink of death, pushed him to act. Noir contacted Olivia once again, and she suggested an unusual tactic: use the wolf as a weapon. By modifying his skills, Noir could turn the wolf into the golden bee's natural enemy. Noir lured a group of wolves into the area, setting the stage for a brutal clash between the two forces. As the monsters battled each other, the golden bee eventually became exhausted. Seizing the opportunity, Noir unleashed a fusion of water and lightning magic, dealing a devastating blow and defeating the bee. In gratitude, Dory rewarded him with 2 treasures, the wind selection, which significantly boosted wind-based magic, and another rare, high-value item. Noir was overjoyed, but Dory grew somber, saddened that she would once again be alone. Noir gently reassured her, promising to return and visit her in the future. A few days later, the much-anticipated showdown between Lola and Sarah began. In a decisive turn of events, Lola emerged victorious, earning the title of Queen of the Receptionists at the Adventurers Guild. Although Sarah agreed to stop stealing other people's adventurers, she couldn't resist making one last move, flirtatiously inviting Noir to visit her home. Later, Noir gifted Emma the wind selection. With its power, she immediately unlocked 2 impressive new skills. Feeling grateful and excited, Emma invited Noir to accompany her to a noble party, where she hoped they could share a dance. On the night of the event, Emma stunned the crowd in her elegant gown, and together they stepped into the glamorous world of aristocracy. However, the festivities were soon overshadowed by urgent news. A nobleman announced that the Phantom Thief had sent a warning, threatening to steal the legendary mermaid's tears that night. To prepare for the heist, additional adventurers had been hired to protect the venue. Emma grew nervous at the mere mention of the Phantom Thief's name, her unease clearly visible. Adding to the night's tension, a noble challenged Noir to a dance-off to prove who could impress the crowd more. Knowing the nobleman was an exceptional dancer, Noir quickly boosted his dance proficiency using his life points. As he and Emma took the floor, their performance dazzled everyone in attendance, leaving the noble guests in awe. But just as the celebration continued, a phantom unexpectedly appeared at the noble party. In a swift and calculated move, he stole the precious mermaid's tears, and even kidnapped Emma. The thief managed to escape, but Noir, alongside an adventurer named Layla, gave chase. The 2 of them confronted one of the culprits, a female thief, and working together, they were able to subdue her. However, another twist awaited them. The real phantom reappeared, this time disguised as Layla's own companion. Using his gravity manipulation skills, he easily incapacitated both Noir and Layla. Just when things looked grim, Emma regained consciousness and used her wind magic to disrupt the phantom's control. Noir seized the opportunity and delivered a powerful punch that knocked the phantom unconscious. Afterward, a grateful nobleman approached Noir and thanked him personally. As a reward, he granted Noir ownership of a shop, giving him the perfect foundation to start a business selling rare materials. Meanwhile, Layla transferred into the Hero Academy and was assigned to sit next to Noir in class. Soon after, Alma announced that their next destination would be a training camp located near a hot spring. As the students made their way toward the resort, they found themselves navigating a mountain filled with traps and monsters. There, they encountered a pixie who claimed to know a shortcut. But Noir, ever cautious, checked her status and discovered that she had monster control abilities. His suspicions were confirmed when, inside a cave, the pixie summoned a group of lizard men to ambush the students. Despite the attack, the group managed to fend them off and escape the cave. Emerging into daylight, they finally spotted the hot spring resort in the distance. Dorth, one of the male students, rallied the boys for what he called a mission of manhood, to peek at the girls while they bathed. However, Noir refused to take part, prompting the others to call him a traitor. When they attempted to sneak into the baths, Noir and Elna intercepted them using stone bullets. Dorth powered up his muscles in a last-ditch effort to witness the girls' beauty, but Noir countered each move with such strength that Dorth could no longer stand. Just when Noir thought it was over, another boy suddenly rushed toward the bath. Though Noir successfully stopped him, it came at the cost of many life points. Grateful for Noir's efforts to protect their dignity, the girls invited him to join them in the bath, an act that boosted Noir's life points to an incredible 10,000. Back home, Noir's shop, run together with his family, was officially open and thriving. With business going well, Noir turned his focus toward a more personal mission, finding a way to free Olivia from the cursed chain of death. Using advice from the great sage, Noir learned that the answer lay on the 15th floor of the hidden dungeon. He and Emma journeyed there together, but upon reaching the floor, they were met by a terrifying enemy, a duplicate of Olivia, manifested by the chain of death itself. The fake Olivia was extremely powerful, and despite their best efforts, Noir and Emma were forced to retreat. They eventually regrouped and met the real Olivia, who warned Noir against confronting her duplicate, knowing how dangerous she was. But Noir was determined to free her. He discovered a potential solution, the sacrifice ability, which dramatically increased both physical and magical power in exchange for permanently losing all other skills. Suddenly, the fake Olivia emerged from the dungeon and confronted Noir. Despite activating sacrifice, Noir was quickly overwhelmed. His attacks had no effect, and she easily cut him down. As he lay powerless, Olivia recalled a tragic memory from 200 years earlier. Back then, she had met a boy who looked remarkably like Noir. He begged to become her apprentice, and though she initially rejected him, he never gave up, constantly seeking her advice. One day, the boy died protecting a child from a monster. Haunted by guilt, Olivia blamed herself for not teaching him properly. Since then, she had remained imprisoned in the dungeon, carrying that regret, until the day she met Noir. Back in the present, just as fake Olivia prepared to deliver the finishing blow, Emma and the others arrived and intervened. Though they fought with all their might, it still wasn't enough. Fake Olivia was too strong. In a final, desperate move, Noir pushed his sacrifice ability to its limit, using up all his remaining life points. With everything on the line, he launched a single, powerful attack. However, fake Olivia hardened her skin and struck back with furious punches, then prepared a lethal fire spell to end it all. Yet even then, Noir refused to give up. As the flames surged toward him, he cut straight through the fire with one last strike, directly to the head. The attack landed, and finally, fake Olivia was defeated. The chain of death broke, and the real Olivia was finally free. In the days that followed, peace returned. Noir's family business continued to flourish, and he was showered with affection from the beautiful girls who adored him. Noir, satisfied and happy, embraced the joy of daily life, surrounded by friends, freedom, and the fruits of his incredible journey. And that is the end of the video. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.